I made this channel at the end of high school as a place to dump video essays I made for fun in class. I ended up dropping 2 videos, then basically forgot about its existence. Every 6 months or so I get curious and open up the YouTube Studio app to see how the vids are doing. To my surprise, there always seems to be a few comments every time I check. This one is my favourite. I think after Nick Zed died, people started looking up him and the No Wave movement, and they found me making fun of him. Because of this, there's a lot of people berating me for not understanding his genius. In my defense, I made the video before he died. And if it makes you feel any better, I hear that he died doing what he loved. He overdosed on heroin in a desert in Las Vegas somewhere. As he drifted off to sleep and choked on his own vomit, he dreamt of warrior lap dancers overthrowing the state. Anyway, yesterday as I was doing my bi-yearly checkup, I came across this comment. Admittedly, it's a pretty funny comment, but also, fuck you, Dr. Demetrio. I'm going to make a new installment of Film Movements just to spite you. I'm from Australia, and our film scene isn't exactly very big over here. America has always managed to meddle in our shit. In the 40s, when our screen industry was starting, America came over and replaced all our cinemas with Hoyts. So there was a whole generation who grew up only watching American films. In the 70s, there was something of a rebellion, and there was a wave of very talented filmmakers that the whole world were watching, and a lot of great films came out of that era. But don't you worry, America had a plan. After they finished overthrowing the Whitlam government, the CIA got to work on Project Lurhmann. Their idea was to create a filmmaker in a lab, the worst filmmaker of all time, and then they dropped him in Australia and said, get to work, cunt. Boo! 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 Baz Luhrmann is a traitor. Baz Luhrmann does not like Australia. Baz Luhrmann adores Hollywood, and Baz Luhrmann adores theatre. Baz Luhrmann likes ballrooms and tiaras. He does not want to make a film about fucking Yowies and the Cronulla riots. He wants to adapt Gatsby and Shakespeare, and he wants to make a biopic about Elvis. This would be fine if he just fucked off to Hollywood, but he didn't. In the 2000s, he managed to get one of the biggest budgets for an Australian film ever, and 2 huge lead stars to make this fucking shit. Australia the film was the biggest disappointment since My Son. My son isn't even born yet, so that's saying something. He could be a murderer or a rapist or something. They took a guy who likes films about champagne and chandeliers, and they try to make him adapt that into the outback. It fucking sucks. At least Crocodile Dundee had a memorable character and some funny lines. This is almost 3 hours of fucking slop. I remember in high school, our English curriculum wanted us to study Australian media. The reason they gave why they showed us Dundee instead of this film was because it had a more realistic portrayal of Aboriginal people. Dundee is a film where Paul Hogan basically does blackface, and the Australian Education Board went this is the lesser of 2 evils. This film is desperately trying to pander to the Hollywood audience, and trying to cast as broad of a net as possible, and it just falls flat in every way. This movie loses any type of real identity. If you take a look at Asian or European cinema, these films aren't trying to be a blockbuster. The films have their own identity tied to their country and their culture. Once audience members get tired of talentless Hollywood directors like Baz Luhrmann, they venture off to see a new style of film, and they may come across a Paris, Texas, or an Old Boy. I don't actually hate Baz Luhrmann. Well, that's not true. I want him shot. But I swear it's not personal. He just represents everything crashing and burning, everything going to shit. For some reason, people in the Australian media industry think we need to market to foreign audiences instead of our own. You can see it with that Australian Office that came out recently. They're trying to make American jokes in an Australian version of the show, like there isn't already an American version of The Office. Baz Luhrmann is the poster boy of this. He's an Australian man who wants to make Hollywood films, and when those two combine together, it doesn't work. Anyways, you guys should watch Waking Fright if you want some good shit. It was directed by the same guy as Weekend at Bernie's. Trust me, once you watch this shit, you'll think that's fucking nuts.
It seems to me that that's what that recurrent visual motif is about, and I know you hate saying what things mean in your films, but am I right in thinking that that's at least in the right area? No.
Yeah, nigga, I'm still fucking with you. Still waters run deep.